Well, good evening. Welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Today, we're going to do an ice cream scoop out of this piece of acrylic, which should be a fun project. It's been a while since I've done a couple ice cream scoops, but let's do a little housekeeping real quick. Welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Please feel free to share, subscribe, like, and my name is Paul Courtwright, and let's get this channel to grow. And hopefully I reach out a few more, and leave a comment below in the section below, the comment section, what you think of my ice cream scoop and the way I do it. Tell me what your comments are. All right, let's get started. All right, so here we are. We're at the lathe. I've already drilled a hole in there. I forget what size hole it is. I think it's a 1/4 inch hole. Go down about 1 inch. So that fits the ice cream scoop. I'll show you that real quick. So we got a threaded rod here, and that'll go inside there like that. And we'll glue that in when we're done. So that's the process of it there. So let's get started on this. I got my live center in here and our tailstock here, my drive. And we're gonna put this right in that hole. We're going to do this basically between centers. So this is going to be a lot of chipping because acrylic is a little bit hard to turn at times. So this ought to be fun. Let me get my face shield on, and well, let's get started on this. So here we go. Let me move the mic up so you can hear what I'm saying. I'm working. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to make this round first. I'm using a 3/8 spindle gouge. And I'm just going to kind of just want to make it round. As you can tell, the chips are bouncing off my face shield, as you can hear it. So that's a good reason to wear a face shield. And I said this, if not 1,000 times, 1,001. When you're doing this, you don't want to come in from this way because you're petting your cat backwards. And as you can see, got a flat spot there and a little bit there. So let's keep turning and get her around. You can see it hitting the face shield. Just like I'm round there. Yeah, got it round. Let's move our tool rest down and Finish up, and this is considered rose water is the name of the blank. It's by Woodcraft. So it's an acrylic, so it's hard to turn. Again, you'll notice I'm going out to the end. All right, we got a round. So this up here, we're going to take and we're going to turn this round to kind of match this top part of our ice cream scoop. So we want to turn this part down so it matches that right there. So we're going to measure that. And it's going to be right there, which is just a little over about 5/8 of an inch. I get my parting tool out here. We're going to slide our tool rest down. And we're going to put a mark in here where this is at. So, and I slow my lathe down using the parting tool. And I just want to go out here about like so. You can do this a couple different ways. You can do it like that or speed it up. We can just take it off since we got to take it off anyway. You see all this here, let's get in the way. You want to be careful with the edge of this because it will be a little sharp. So I'm going to get rid of this. Back off there. All right. Put this back on. And if you look here, I took and cut a groove on the side because I got a 4-prong drive. And it fits right back in there pretty good. And I just run this back in that hole, like so. All right, so now let's take this down to fit our top of that. Just kind of take your time. There it is. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get rid of this little bit right here, and then we'll see if she fits. So let's just get rid of that. All right, let's see if it fits our so that'll go in there like that, and that looks pretty good. So let's put her back in the lathe, line up my marks again. There it is. Run this out So now I don't have to worry about this end right there because that's the opening that I want. So we'll get rid of our parting tool and our calipers. Hang on a second. Excuse me. All right, so now that's that. So we got that. So I want to taper this down. I'm going to start working from here back. And I know this is going to be a little thicker down here, but I want to taper this down and then make a little bit of a concave part here and then straighten that all out. So here we go. So I'm running all the way up about 1200 RPMs. And sometimes you'll have that. I want to get this in here. So I can see where I'm at. All right. I'm just riding the bevel around there to get that. All right, see, I got a little bit more there to do. So, all right. So I'm just going to go around here. Once I figure that out right there, yeah, that's better. I'm going to leave this out here like this. I'm going to take a little bit more off. And then I'm going to get rid of some of this. Because I want this to be a little bit thinner. I'll put it down here. I'm going to go around here. Nice, easy cut here. And come back here and I'm going to go that way with it. Taper this to that. Alright. This is why acrylic is such a hard one to turn. You get these shavings in the way and it just... Let's see how that looks. I think there's a mark right there. But yeah, there is. You can see how clean that up and it's nice and smooth. That's what we want. And that edge is pretty good. Get her a good shape here. Now, we're going to slide the tool rest down just a hair. And we're going to taper this down just a little bit, concaved here, and then up on here. So we're going to mark our end of our blank here. This will be the end of it where the the end of it right there. And we're going to kind of come in here a little bit. And we want to go this way. We're going to clean this up. Alright, let's see here. Kind of do a little bit more here. Alright. And we're going to go this way just a little bit here. Alright, now I want to clean this up like that. So I want to just use a shear scrape here. Like that. Shear scrape on this side. Clean this up. That's better there. Now let's get this out here. As you can see, got a lot of chip out here we need to take care of. A little bit right there where this is. But this is the main thing, and we want to take care of all this here. I want to make this as thick as possible. So I don't want to take a whole lot off, but we want to take enough off to smooth it out. You can see how rough it is. Now we want to come up and just go like this. There's a little rough spot right there. Better, not quite there yet. It's getting close. I want to clean this up yet too. So what I'm going to do, raise my tool rest just a little bit. We're going to do a shear scrape now. tool rest down, just do it this way so I'm like this a little more. I'm going to give this a quick sharpen and I'll be right back. Hang tight. All right, we're back. Got a clean, good sharp tool here. I'm just laying it up like this and just kind of letting the edge cut. Got a little bit right here we need to work on. I'm going to come up here and just kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, it's not bad. Got some little bit of tear out there, one there, mark there. So we just need a little bit more. I'm going to switch over to a bowl gouge to come up a little higher. So I've got a 3/8 bowl gouge. It's got a different bevel on it. We're going to try that one and see if I can get a better shear scrape on it. And let's go from there. All right, so we're going to do a little shear scraping, try to get rid of them two little marks, and we got one right there. So again, I'm going to come up and I'm going to use this edge of this cutting surface. And I'm just going to take it nice and slow. Get real fine shavings off of that. Let's see. Because the smoother I get that, the more I get the marks out of there, the better off it will be sanding. And I still got a couple little marks right in there I need to work on, and I got some right there. So let's do some more up here. Tip my bowl gouge up. That might have it. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, I got one right there. Let's do it again. All right, let's see what that looks like. Oh, much better. Yeah. So now let's get this right here cleaned up. I want to concentrate on that little high spot there. So I want to just kind of see if that got rid of that. A little bit right there. I'm going to move my tool rest down just a little bit. So I got clear down there. Here we go again. Got my bowl gouge tipped way up. The acrylic, you got to be real gentle with it. Like I said, the smoother it is, the cleaner it is, the less sanding you'll have to do later. I got a little bit of mark right there, but other than that, it's real good. So let's do a couple more passes here. And you can see how thin this is, not taking very much off. And look at that, I got it. Got it. Okay, so that looks good. So now I'm going to clean this up right there a little bit. And then we'll start doing some little sanding. Well, didn't want that. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's good right there. Okay, so we got that much done. So now what I want to do is I want to actually turn it around so I can put this in a chuck, so I can push on that to get rid of the bottom part. So let's actually, yeah, I want to do that. So hang tight and let me get it turned around and we'll go from there. All right, so what I got it on a jam chuck here, it's just a bolt sticking through a piece there, and I'm just going to kind of tighten it up good. And I want to turn the end of this down so that we can get rid of that. And I'm going to use my little spindle gouge here to turn that down. So, all right, here we go. So I just want to get rid of this out here. taper that just a hair. There, see what it looks like. All right, cool. Looks good. All right, so now let's do a little bit of sanding, and as you can tell, it's pretty good. So what I'm going to start out with is probably 220. Sand it with 220, and then we'll go from there. So let me grab some sandpaper, and we'll be right back. All right, so I got some 220 sandpaper here, and I got a little bit of water. So we're going to use a little bit of water, a little bit of sandpaper. That'll lubricate it. We're going to run it in reverse, and we're just going to do some quick sanding on it. Not much to do. Keep it wet when you do this stuff. It works a lot better. Like I said, when you use real sharp tools and you clean up this, helps tremendously on your sanding. All right. There we go. So that takes care of the 220. I'm going to lay that one off to the side. We take a rag, we're going to wipe it down, any debris off of it. And we move on to, this is 240. Again, wet it down. What's nice about this acrylic is the simple fact that you don't have to really finish it. Just got to polish it. And that's basically what we're doing with this. That's probably the best part about this all. You know, keep it wet and it sands better. All right. Make sure we ain't got no marks in there. Yeah. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, so got a little bit there, but we're going to clean that up in a second. And now I got this here, which is 320. And that's probably as far up as I'll go, is 320. And I'll polish it with some polishing compound. All right. That looks good. And you can see it doesn't take a whole lot. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to move this out of the way because I see I got a mark there I got to fix. Okay. Right down here at the end, let me see if I can get you up here to see this. Hang on, hang tight. All right, so if you look here, you see my little mark right there where my thumb is. I got to take that out. So I'm probably going to end up concaving this just a hair to get that out. So hang tight and we'll do that. Okay, so I got my 1/4 inch spindle gouge here, detail gouge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of concave that a little bit in there to get rid of that mark. So I'm going to just turn that out. Take some light cuts. All right, let's see what that looks like. Not quite there. I got a little bit of more of a mark here to take out. So I'll go a little bit more. Now what that noise you're hearing is this tool is vibrating pretty good. Okay, that got rid of my mark. Now I need to clean that up just a hair. And let's polish it before I take it completely off. So let's go back and get our sandpaper back. I'll do a little bit more on that. So I got my 220. So we're going to do this edge right here. That's all it's going to take is that. Okay. And this was 240. And my 320. All right, that should take care of that. Now what I want to do is get a rag and polish it real quick. So let me get the polish compound out and we'll be right back. All right, so I got this here. It's a Hunt Ultra Glaze Polishing Compound. Got me a rag here, shook it up. Put some of this on this rag. And just rub it in for a minute. Kind of clean it up. Put a little bit more on there. And go off a little bit slow first. And when you're using rags, just be careful that you don't wrap your finger into it, because rags are not very forgiving when it comes to that. And so I got that on there, and I'm just going to speed it up. Basically, the harder you push, the better that's going to be. As you can see, it's starting to really shine up good. All right, as you can see, and it's nice and smooth, and you see how shiny that is now. Yeah, looks good. Really looks good. I like the way that looks. All right, so that pretty much takes care of that part of it. So now the next part will be to part it off. We got to be real gentle, because all we got holding that on is that tailstock right here. So we got to take that, put that in reverse, and I'm going to get my Easy Wood detail tool here, and let's see, make sure you can see where I'm at. So I'm going to be cutting right there. Yep, you can see. All right, and all I'm going to do is cut that little bit off. So I'm not going to run full speed, but I'm going to go, and I'm just going to take it off nice and slow. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if I can get you a better shot of what I was doing here before it goes completely out. So hang tight and let me see if I can adjust the camera. All right, here we are. That's a little better of a shot. And then I'm just going in here real slow. And I'm taking that out. There it is. Okay. It did leave a little bit in there. Let's see what it looks like here. I'm going to slide it down. Get this out of the way. Okay, so it left a little bit of a nubbin right there, but that's not something we can't take care of on the sander. But that's our scoop there. So let me go take care of that little piece there, and I'll be right back. All right, so there it is. I took that off the thing, and there's our handle. So the next step to our project will be gluing that in there. So let's get some epoxy and let's glue her in there. So hang tight. All right, so here we are. I got some epoxy here. This is Starbond epoxy, which is pretty good epoxy actually. I used to always talk about not Titebond, but another brand of epoxy that I really liked, and just have not been able to find it as much as, and I just happened to get an email from Starbond giving me a offer about this epoxy, and I thought I'll just try it. Loctite was what I used for a long time, and that was real good epoxy. A little bit harder to find for some reason these days. Not sure why. Now this, if you got to think about it, when you put this in here, you're going to trap air in there. And it's going to want to push out. So you got to work it in. So usually what I do is I take and put it in like that and let it drop down in there. Put a glob in there, like so. And I'll take this, and you got to remember this is like 5-minute epoxy, so kind of in and out like that a little bit. And we'll put a little bit more in there. So it's going to dry in about 5 minutes. And put a little bit more in there. Remember, I don't want the air bubbles to get in there, so I take this and I just kind of shove it, and you hear it popping. All right, I'll do a little bit more. Put that in there. And you can see it's going down in there. And I just want to take this, and I think I got plenty. But there's a lot of air bubbles in it. So I'm just kind of pushing it in and out to get rid of the air bubbles. Let's see if I can get that last little bit in there. I want to get some on the top edge of that. Like so. All right. So we're going to put this in there. And hear the air bubbles popping. And put that in there. Now I want to take and clean off this edge and shove that down in there. Yeah, like so. And push that down on top of there. And we'll let it set for a minute. I'm going to get a paper towel and we'll wipe that excess off. And then let her set and dry. All right. I'm going to let that set up and let it dry. And it's going to take about 5 minutes, and I don't think you want to hang around that long to watch glue dry. So we'll close this video out as that dries. So there's our ice cream scoop right there. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to hold on to it for a minute and let that set up, and then we'll be good. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for stopping. Please feel free to share, subscribe, and like. Leave me some comments in the comment section below. And hope to see you on the next one. Talk to you soon. Have a good night.